What's up guys, Houndish here, and today we're going to jump in with some Destiny 2 news updates. This week has been a slightly busier one than what we expected. Hawkmoon is live in the game, but we'll talk about how more is to come with the Hawkmoon Quest, hidden rewards and secrets in the future. Then we also get a look at a brand new dawning weapon for this year. This is called the Glacio Clasm. Pretty cool looking thing, but we've got a bunch of new quests, an upgradable exotic reward, and various event loot packages. And then let's discuss Season 13. Apparently the name for this one has been leaked. And we also have a few details about how the game is changing next season. Then we'll cover relevant updates, warnings, fixes, and more for this week. So guys, I hope you enjoy the video as always, but now let's get into it. Firstly, a pretty important dev update right here, and Bungie Help said, we're investigating an issue where players lose the Spoils of Conquest currency when it's placed into their vault. Players should refrain from putting the currency into the vault. So a worthwhile heads up on that one. Be sure to keep those in your character inventories and not store them for the moment. Of course, it would be pretty disappointing to lose 100 spoils or something like that, but hopefully it's an issue Bungie will have sorted soon. Next though, let's speak a little bit about the Dawning this year, and we do have a new weapon coming for this event. So Bungie have been revealing various different rewards for the Dawning via the Game to Give charity event this year, and the community has just hit the milestone of $1 million donated. So as always, some really awesome community spirit right there. And if you want to support it, the links will be down below. However, now also via the database, we can get a look at the Glacio Clasm legendary fusion rifle that we'll be getting for the event. So obviously a really cool cosmetic theme associated with the Dawning. But this is going to be a high impact frame fusion rifle, and you can get traits like Ambitious Assassin, Slide Shot, Under Pressure, Surplus, Field Prep and Killing Wind. But also Demolitionist, Surrounded, Unrelenting, Swashbuckler, Auto-Loading Holster, and even High Impact Reserve, so actually some potentially lethal rolls of that for things like the Crucible. And obviously this will be some kind of pursuit weapon for the event, unlocked either via a quest, turning in currency or unlocking triumphs and things like that. An interesting element this week though, of course, has been the arrival of Hawkmoon into the game. And we did cover the quest and weapon yesterday, so you can check that video out if you need it. But, of course, one thing that we learned is that Hawkmoon will be able to have a randomly rolled perk slot. And according to Cheese Forever, random rolls will actually have to be farmed in an upcoming mission version of the Crow and the Hawk, which of course was a mission that we completed in the quest. But it looks like a new version of this is going to come up with champion modifiers. And the description for that mission, of course, is to reforge the Hawkmoon. So it's a process that we can repeat, but it's something that's going to be unlocked in the future. And looking at the bonuses that you can potentially get on that perk slot on the Hawkmoon, according to the database at least, it consists of Opening Shot, Rangefinder, Moving Target, Killing Wind, Snapshot Sights, Eye of the Storm, Hip Fire Grip, Quick Draw, or Surplus. They are some pretty solid hand cannon bonuses, and it'll be interesting to see exactly how they feel on the weapon, but of course, there's been some feedback about Hawkmoon already. So as always, give us your thoughts about it down below. And otherwise, the other quick mention for Reset this week would be a new penguin location. So this one is found in Asterion Abyss, and if you head there from the spawn at Charon's Crossing, as you enter the area, if you head over towards the left-hand side, we can see that all the way up on the rocks is the next penguin. So you can kind of platform up there pretty easily if you go around to the back of this rock face and then climb up the steps to grab the penguin this week. So just a little something for you Triumph hunters out there. Now though, let's talk a bit more about future content. And obviously with the database being updated, we can see more event things for the Dawning, but also, Jinza tweeted out, spoiler alert, of course, but Season 13 is going to be known as Season of the Chosen. We know that some interesting story events are going to take place before we get to that point. But also, yesterday Bungie gave us that information about how they're updating rewards. And we know that we're going to be getting more legendary weapons in core playlists, the return of the Swarm, Palindrome, and Shadow Price, but also adept versions of those weapons for Grandmaster Nightfalls. And then of course the Saber Strike and Devil's Lair are returning, Moon Lost Sectors will get Legend and Master versions, plus we'll be getting new exotic armor for Lost Sectors in Season 13 as well. So those are a few kind of important loot commitments to the game. And February realistically isn't all that far away now, right? But before then, of course, the Dawning will return. So Bungie have revealed all of the armor and a few of the rewards for the event. But Jinza posted some additional images for some of the gear, so we can see the armor once again right here in game. Looks pretty cool, and there are a couple of cosmetics there as well. And from the promo image, we can see that we get to upgrade a new exotic ship with custom festive effects, but also join the gift celebration to earn presents for the entire community. And so looking at a couple of the quests, we've got an exotic one right here. And we'll need to bake a gift for Amanda, then Devrim, then Eris, the Crow, and Zavala. And looking at the rewards for this quest, there are 5 different steps where we get an upgrade for the Starfarer 7M. And that's going to be the exotic ship. So we can see one of them gives a new engine effect, Another grants a unique shader. We've got one for a unique transmat effect, and even a perk to provide a chance to acquire bonus dawning ingredients, so that's pretty interesting. And then there is another exotic quest, and it gives us different reward packages at various thresholds. But we can see there is a score there requiring community dawning spirit, so obviously over the course of the event, the community is going to have to score a certain amount to progress with some of the quest steps there. And so Bungie are combining a few different elements of events that we've seen in the past for this one, and I'd be curious to get your thoughts about it down below. Some final quick updates here, but of course yesterday, Bungie added the ability to acquire bounties prior to an activity via the companion app. So if you've got the Destiny companion app, whenever we're hanging out in the tower, in orbit or offline, we'll be able to go into each of the vendors' menus and grab the bounties via the app, which is something that could be pretty useful. Hopefully in the future, Bungie will roll this out a bit further to where we can do it during gameplay, right? Although for the moment, if you're just booting up the game, or you're on the train on the way home from work or something like that, yeah, you get that extra little moment to kind of plan ahead and grab some stuff for your gaming session in the evening or whatever. So pretty cool functionality, and be sure to check that out in the Destiny companion app. We also had the game update yesterday with a bunch of different changes, quite a few bug fixes, so it's worth checking those patch notes out, especially if you've been affected by any bugs. But something interesting to add, that the Whisper of Bonds fragment for stasis has been adjusted to grant a flat 2.5% super energy per trigger. And there were some builds starting to emerge where you could get very, very quick super energy returns using that perk. However, I suppose it's going to be a bit less potent based on that patch note. And otherwise, we did have a preview of those patch notes that covers kind of the bulk of the gameplay changes we'll notice a few days ago. For today though guys, that is what we have to speak about in this video. So as always, I hope you have enjoyed it. And if you have, a rating down below very much helps us out here on the channel. Give us your thoughts on the new quests we had this week, any of the upcoming content we'll see in the Dawning, or your thoughts about Season 13. But otherwise for now, I appreciate you tuning in, and whatever you get up to, I hope you have an awesome day.
Don't mind the mess. Glint's a terrible maid. This is just where I come to get some distance when I need it. Some place to call my own.
It's his crow's nest.
It absolutely is not. I didn't drink that by myself, in case you were curious. In fact, I didn't have any of it. After Glint brought me to life, I quickly came to realize that Guardians recognized me as whoever I was before. They weren't always kind. So I took to wearing a helmet to hide my face. Before Spider. Even then, I rescued a warlock and her ghost once. She offered me a drink afterward, but I left before she came back with it. I don't know why, but I returned for the empty bottle later. I've always wondered how she would have treated me if I'd stayed. If she saw my face.